Hello everyone, it's that college football guy here with another video. Well, as usual, it is going to be after the AP Top 25. What is it? It is that Top 25. My Top 25 for week 14 of college football. Post after this. This is conference championship week. We'll be doing one more that Top 25 poll, which is going to be after the conference championship games. Now, I did the subscriber rankings last week. We're not going to do the subscriber rankings again until after all the bowl games are done, which will be the final one. Which means that everybody usually gets it's 2 weeks, but technically it's 3 weeks. And Boise State and Fresno State, who are in the subscriber games, they're actually going to have 3 games versus some people who have 2 or 1. So, just for that one, it's going to be the last week of the regular season, conference championship week, and the bowl games will be that one. So I just wanted to touch base with that one, so in case anybody didn't understand. But that top 25, my top 25, as it was. And I'll explain to you the point scale, how I do things here again, and explain last week's poll, what happened for points, and what the new poll is going to be. So first and foremost, let's get the dang housekeeping out the way. Everybody please hit the thumbs up. It helps with the analytics. It helps with the algorithm. Helps the video be seen by more people. Comment on the video. Love to interact with everybody. Subscribe to the channel. We just crossed 200. On our way to 300. Let's get there, shall we? All right. First and foremost, my top 25. Mine. Not the APs, not the college football damn playoff rankings. My top 25. All right. Here we go. Mine for last week. Last week's poll. Number 1, Michigan. 2, Georgia. 3, Ohio State. 4, TCU. 5, USC. 6, Penn State. 7, Oregon. 8, Clemson. 9, Alabama. 10, LSU. 11, Utah. 12, Kansas State. 13, Notre Dame. 14, Tennessee. 15, Washington. 16, Tulane. 17, Baylor. 18, North Carolina. 19, Oregon State. 20, Texas. 21, NC State. 22, UCLA. 23, Florida State. 24, Ole Miss. 25, Mississippi State. My next 10, which I do rankings on there for 26 through 35. 26, Kentucky. 27, UTSA. 28, UCF. 29, Illinois. 30, South Carolina. 31, Cincinnati. 32, Troy. 33, Coastal Carolina. 34, Oklahoma State. 35, Boise State. And the 4 dark horses I have, as I do those as well, which is Minnesota, James Madison, Houston, and Fresno State. I do this based on a point scale. I don't arbitrarily do things like the AP does, like, oh, you did good, so it looks good on the eye test. So we're going to put you up more than a team who actually did a better job scoring. So here's how it goes. Win-wise is a point chart. If you are number 1 in the polls, your value of points is 1. If you're number 25 in the polls, your point value is 25. If you're 17, it's 17. If you're 8, it's 8. We got that so far? All right. Blowout win. I count points for wins. If you blow out a top 5 school, that's minus 10. What that means is, like, if you were number 8 in the poll and you blow out a top 5 school, you're minus 10. That puts you at negative 2. Lowest score is number 1. Lowest score is 1. Okay? So blowout is minus 10. The same value as beating a top 5 is the same as blowing out a top 25, which is minus 8. Same thing, value of beating a top 25 is the same as blowing out a power 5, which is minus 6. Same thing of beating a power 5 is blowing out a group of 5, which is minus 4. Same value of beating up a group of 5 is the same as blowing out an FCS, minus 2. What's a blowout? 15 points or more, which is more than 2 touchdowns. That's consider a blowout, by the way. All right. And beating an FCS school is the same as having a bye week. 0. I don't reward bye weeks. I don't give you, okay, you didn't play, I'm not going to have anybody take your spot. No, I'm not going to do that. Teams go up and go down. That means you lose when you're on your bye week, but it also means you pass people up when they're on their bye week because you're playing. You're rewarded for playing, okay? Losing. If you lose to a top 5 school, not a blowout loss, 14 or less, you lose to a top 5 school, it's plus 2. So if you were lose to a top 5 school by, say, 1 point, like everybody says, why Baylor's on here? Baylor lost to TCU. Baylor lost to TCU by 1. By 1 point, folks, by 1. Which means that's a close loss, so they only had 2 points out of their score. So if you're 15 and you lose to a top 5 school by 1, that's plus 2, so your 15-point value becomes 17. Get me so far? All right. Lose to a top 5 schools, plus 2. Blowout loss to a top 5 is the same thing as losing to a top 25, plus 4. Blowout to a top 25 is the same as losing to a power 5, plus 6. Blowout to a Power 5 is the same as a loss to a G5, plus 8. A blowout loss to a Group of 5 is the same as losing to FCS, plus 10. And if you have a blowout loss to an FCS school, that is plus 12. I have not seen that happen in a long time, but oh boy, you're in trouble. All right. So, we have the top 25, the next 10, the dark horses, and the point scale. So let's look at what actually happened here. Where are my sheets? Oh my goodness, I put everything down. All right. Michigan blew out Ohio State. That's minus, because a blowout of a top 5 school is minus 10. Okay? You get an idea what that is here? So, Michigan had their blowout wins. I don't need to go on the scores to everybody about what the points were. Okay, of everything on here. You can kind of figure it out yourself what's going on here. I've done this enough weeks. But, we had some changes in the top 25. One school dropped out, and that was Ole Miss due to their loss to Mississippi State. I had Mississippi State in my top 25 last week because of the win they had the previous week. That's how I do things here. It's mathematics. It's not arbitrary. It's done by math. So, with what happened during the week, with schools winning, schools losing, Coastal Carolina choosing to rest and playing James Madison and got blown out by James Madison. A blowout loss to a Group of 5 is a major points loss. It's a bad decision on their part. A blowout loss to a Group of 5 was a plus 10. Coastal Carolina was on the check to looking in, and James Madison came in. So it's just looked bad. So, for the last week of the regular season, who is the top 25? Well, Michigan blew out Ohio State, and that's the best result you could have. You blew out a top 5 school. So, top two of the top 25. My top 25. That top 25 stays the same. Number 1 and 2 are Michigan and Georgia. Hasn't changed. TCU up 1 to number 3. USC's up 1 to number 4. Penn State's up 1 to number 5. Alabama went up 3 to number 6. Utah with their win went up 3 to number 7. Kansas State with their win went up 3 to number 8. Ohio State with their blowout loss to Michigan dropped 6 to number 9. Tennessee with their blowout of Vandy climbed up 4 to 10. Washington had their blowout win over Washington State. They're up 4 to 11. Oregon, bad loss to Oregon State. They're down 5. Oregon State beat Oregon. They climb 6. The big climb of the week, co-climb of the week. They're up 6 to 13. Texas also with their big win, up 6 to 14. Tulane, up 1 to 15. Big drop of the week, tied for that. Clemson, down 8 to 16. NC State, up 4 to 17. LSU also tied for the big drop of the week, down 8 to 18 because of that loss to Texas A&M. Notre Dame, down 6 to 19. UCLA, up 2 to 20. Florida State, up 2 to 21. Mississippi State, up 3 to 22. Baylor, down 6 to 23. Kentucky debuts in the top 25 at 24, and North Carolina down 7 to 25. The next 10 up: Illinois, South Carolina, UTSA, UCF, Troy, Ole Miss, Boise State, Minnesota, James Madison, and Fresno State. The dark horses here, I'm putting them in for dark horses because I'm going to do a top 35. A little different. Ohio, Coastal Carolina, Toledo, and North Texas. Why those schools? They're in conference championship games. They will be playing, so they get a chance to play points. Because right now, of that top 25 and the next 10 and the dark horses, who's actually going to be having a game to play this week? Well, there is an actual extra game on Friday. There's 2 conference championship games. There's also Akron and Buffalo making up a game. They're playing in conference championship week, so that's also on the schedule. Be aware of that. But who's actually playing games this coming week? Well, number 1, Michigan. Number 2, Georgia. Number 3, TCU. Number 4, USC. Number 7, Utah. Number 8, Kansas State. Number 15, Tulane. Scroll down here. Number 28, UTSA. Number 29, UCF. Number 30, Troy. Number 32, Boise State. Number 35, Fresno State. And dark horses, Ohio, Coastal Carolina, Toledo, and North Texas. Those are the ones who are going to be playing. Remember, if you have a bye, it doesn't add anything to your points. Washington is 11th in the polls next week. They're not playing a game, so they're going to stay at 11. Oregon stays at 12. Oregon State 13. Texas 14. Which means if you play, you can jump. If you don't play, you don't. If you lose, you're really going to drop. Because it's not like there's a bunch of schools fighting you. A lot of these schools won't be playing, so you drop, it's bad. So after this, I'm still going to do the dark horses after the bowl games. Who looks like the best teams. And then after that's going to be on there. And I'm going to be basing, after the bowls, is the next, that top 25 for week 15. And post-bowl will be the next one. So tell me what you think down in the comments down below after this long-winded video of mine about that top 25. Tell me what you think. Did I get them right? Did I get them wrong? Was I unfair? Like I said, it's mathematical points. It's not arbitrary. It's mathematical points. So let me know what you think down in the comments. So thanks everybody for watching the video. I got to finish, get everything ready here to get ready on the road because I got less than half an hour before I got to hit the road here. So thanks everybody for watching the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Oh boy, it's early. Be safe out there. And please, be good to each other.